I think an interesting thing to add is also the 30-month investigation that the DOJ did. Can you talk about that?
Sure, yeah, I'd be happy to do that. So shortly after the publication of the New York Times opinion column in December of 2020, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York opened an investigation into MindGeek. That's what Aylo was called prior to it being rebranded in August of last year. And all the information that I'm going to give you now is accessible to the public. I'm a real believer, maybe there's the lawyer in me, that people should review source documents and original material when it's available. So I really recommend, and I'd be happy, Kim, I provided you with these links, and feel free to share them widely with your audience, to read the original documents from the DOJ, as well as Aylo's press release. And I'll start with that. So in those documents, it requires that the U.S. Attorney's Office vet and review the public statement that we made, and to ensure that it's truthful and accurate. So in that investigation, which was a 30-month investigation, this is what the Justice Department reported in their documents. Number one, the company fully complied and cooperated with it. They made available all the documents and individuals requested by the U.S. Attorney's Office. In the course of that 30-month investigation, the U.S. Attorney's Office concluded the following. Number one, they did not find evidence of the violation of federal statutes related to sex trafficking or child sex abuse material. So that was their conclusion. What they did, and this is their allegation, is they identified a single content partner, that's a professional studio, who had provided content to MindGeek to appear on its platforms. MindGeek received complaints from individuals who appeared in that content, forwarded those complaints back to the studio partner. The studio partner provided documentation. Okay, and that is the tragic part. As it turns out, that documentation was obtained fraudulently. It was obtained by fraud and coercion by this content partner. MindGeek knew that there was civil litigation, that is, this company had been sued, but the material remained on the platform until they were charged criminally. Once they were charged criminally, it all came down. Now, obviously, that's not good enough. Platforms need to be really vigilant that even when you get documentation, if there's things like civil litigation, that material is actioned immediately. Now, the Department of Justice in their document indicates why they are proceeding by way of a deferred prosecution agreement. They highlight the company's commitment to trust and safety, the safety tools, which I'm happy to talk about here, the work with law enforcement, particularly under the new ownership group, and the fact they find as a fact that the company was not a party to the illegal sex trafficking conducted by this rogue studio. So that, to me, that really puts to rest allegations about criminality or allegations about sex trafficking or profiting off child sex abuse material. Take it from no better source. The DOJ did a 30-month investigation, and their conclusions are open. I'm very proud of the process that's followed. I'm also proud of the fact that a company takes responsibility when others have been harmed through the use of its platform. One of the things that the company has pledged to do through this agreement is to compensate the victims, because of course these rogue studios don't have any money anymore. The founders have gone to jail, as they should go to jail. They don't have any money, and these victims deserve compensation. The company is going to voluntarily compensate them, as well as the imposition of a monitor that's essentially a law firm appointed by the Department of Justice to ensure that what we're doing is what we say we are doing, and we'll continue to do so for the next 3 years.
I think that's excellent. So just to say very clearly, the DOJ found no criminal activity. There was no charges. There was nothing illegal found on your platform. Is that correct? Other than that
that single studio, and the DOJ, as part of this deferred prosecution agreement, laid one charge of a what's called an unlawful monetary transaction that's paying this studio. That charge will be dismissed. The company has pleaded not guilty to that charge, and in this agreement, according to the Justice Department's agreement, that charge will be dismissed as part of a deferred prosecution agreement in recognition of a whole host of things, including our commitment to trust and safety, our software processes, our moderation, our work with law enforcement, et cetera.
Very cool.